Greetings and blessings, everyone. Happy Sabbath is coming. You know Sabbath is coming tomorrow, but I wanted to make a happy Sabbath to all of you. I appreciate you all for supporting my videos. And you know, as always, I'm doing my thing out here, trying to survive. You know, you gotta bring your mask. And right now, we're on Friday the 13th, of course. Some of you guys are superstitious and believe that the 13th means bad luck. If you guys do proper research, you will know that it means the entire opposite. But here's the catch here. On Friday the 13th, any Friday the 13th day that people consider bad luck is considered bad luck because a lot of times on that Friday the 13th, we don't do what we're supposed to do to stay fortunate. Now, this is a day where fortunes happen and a day when good things do happen. But one thing is, if you break the code and don't do what you're supposed to do, bad things do happen to you. This is like any other day. But here's what I want to say. Some of you guys think that I'm 100% for Joe Biden based on my recent videos and speech. And I do apologize for the misunderstanding because it's not that. I'm not a fan of Biden and neither am I a fan of Trump. But I'm going to warn you this now and I'm going to be clear with this and make you understand. The man known as Joe Biden, Joseph Biden Jr., is not all he's making himself out to be. Because Joe Biden, people like me, he'd be more than happy to see us in our graves than to see us suffer. See, think about it. Who does he have as vice president? Miss Kamala Harris. And some of y'all run around Kamala Harris is a black woman. She's for the black people. No, she's not. Unfortunately, she's not. And you guys are going to learn that the hard way because by the time when Biden gets in and steps in and becomes, and they actually finally certify him as president of the United States, if they actually do, because you have to wait till January 15th to get the confirmation, whatever you have to do, the certification to get in. Because Trump just scored more with the electoral college. Last I checked, I think he got like 213 votes. I think he has a couple other states that he has to get, and then he'll be closer and closer to the electoral votes. But that may not change the fact that Biden may still win the election, because he hasn't won quite yet. And someone was telling me this in a video a while back. A video that I was watching was saying, just because they say that you're a projected winner doesn't make you a winner. And that is absolutely true. That's one thing I unfortunately didn't tell anyone because I've been getting more research, trying to get some more information about it. But this is true. Unless a person is certified, they're not president. That's anyone, no matter if they're Republican or Democrat. But here's the problem. Here's what the problem we're going to have. We're going to have serious problems when Biden gets in. You want to know? Do you want to know exactly what the problem's going to be? Okay. When Joseph Biden Jr. gets in, he's going to raise your taxes. And you guys know he's not. He can't raise your taxes. Democrats don't. Stop with the BS. And here's what I'm going to tell you. The $15 an hour minimum wage thing, my mom's think that a win for Biden is an accomplishment for black people and for people of color and everybody to come together. Have you guys heard of the 1994 crime bill? If you haven't heard of it, then you don't know squat. Because if you've seen that video he did, and I watched the entire video, but now it's hard to find it. You only get like cut up parts or whatever, so it's hard to find that video. Biden said a lot of negative things about black people in 1994. He was calling us super predators and everything in the book, everything negative in the book, and calling us like we're animals. And if you listen to the video, you'll be very, very angry. But a lot of you guys are so busy because you want to get rid of Trump. And that's understandable. I understand you want to get rid of Donald Trump, but you're putting pretty much the same guy in power. You guys voted him in, and the reason, that's understandable, because you had no choice. You didn't have a choice but to put Biden in. Because Trump was doing what he was doing to undermine people of color. But here's what you guys got to realize now. The reality is we're going to be facing the worst times in the next 4 to 8 years. Why? Because Biden's going to raise taxes. Why? I'll tell you one of the reasons why how he's going to do it. The minimum wage that he's raising to $15 an hour. Okay. A lot of companies are talking about how they can't do it. And the reason why they can't do it because remember not too long before that when Obama was president, the economy was in a recession, right? You guys remember that? The recession that we had? And then when we had that, things were starting to get bad to the point where it's starting to become like 1939, right? I think it was 1938, I'm sorry. Making a mistake. The point of the matter is you have that going on. And not only he's doing that, let's not forget about the prices of gas that's going to go up. The gas prices are going to shoot all the way up in the sky. And I'm sorry to tell you guys that and disappoint you guys that. But as long as we have uncertainty in the United States, you're going to have a lot of problems. People are buying guns now more than they used to be. And I urge a lot of you African Americans and other people of color to get out there and get yourself a gun. You guys have until January 15th to make this happen. Because when that day comes, from what I find out, they're going to be more and more serious with guns. They're going to start putting some more gun laws out there. So by the time when the gun laws and everything take effect, you should already have your license and you should already have a gun. Believe me or not, it's up to you if you want to believe what I'm talking about and wonder if I'm making any sense or not. Because as a person who is in the independent party, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. And I've been listening to Professor Boyce Watkins for a long time. He's the penultimate reason as to why I chose to be independent in the first place. And I acknowledge and let him know that it's a fact. Because of him, I want to be a successful black business owner or make money or find a way to where I can profit and make it in life. Because it's going to come to a time where unemployment's going to jump up. Unemployment's going to go up. Not only the unemployment that's going to go up, but you're going to be worried about how you going to afford this, how you going to afford that. I'm in the state of Florida right now, the trap state that I call it, the trap state, the trap state, because it's nothing but a trap. It's a very heavily racial state, and they do discriminate against black people a lot. Because I've been a victim of racism since I moved here, on and off 28 years. And they don't really, just like Sister Angelique, shout out and salute to you, respect, because you speak a lot of truth. Florida does not respect black us. And she also told me about the color wars that happened. The color wars did happen in Florida, and I've studied that, and I've been studying it, and I'm actually, because when she told me, it was almost like a reminder for me to study more into it. And the state of Florida is one of those states where a lot of people of color, Native Americans and African Americans, as a whole, have been suffering. And then you got these so-called Latinos, right? All call themselves Latinx or Latins, Latin with an X at the end, Latinx or whatever you call them. Those people are not for you. A lot of them are racist. And it's usually the Cubans that come to Florida that do it. But you got some Puerto Ricans that don't like black people at all. Just like the woman who runs Puerto Rico, she don't like black people. Trump was saying, remember a while back when Trump was saying some negative things about Puerto Ricans? Well, she accepted it. She accepted her inferiority complex because she started a movement to where she wanted to help out Trump. A lot of these Puerto Ricans that come to the United States of Florida are really not on our side. No disrespect, but for the ones that are on our side, those are the people I roll with. And I do roll with those Puerto Ricans, and I do know them personally. You know what I'm saying? So the Puerto Rican community, there are good people in the community. There are good people in the Cuban community and other communities thereof of the African diaspora. Just remember that, because we all know Africans, Cubans, Puerto Rican, they're all the same because they originally Puerto Ricans were Africans anyway. And Puerto Ricans have a high concentration of African blood, and DNA, I should say. Because remember the Tainos are African originally by nature as well. So you guys need to do your facts and get your facts straight. Don't forget the Dominicans and the other Latino groups have more African blood than they do have European blood. I don't know if I can say much about the Puerto Rican blood in some areas, and the same thing with the Cuban blood in some areas, because you do have a heavy concentration of European blood as well because of the admixture due to rape. But what I'm trying to tell you is this: it's time for us to get together and figure a plan, come with a solution, because we're going to lose if we don't. We're in a lot more trouble than we think we are. We're like celebrating and happy because Donald Trump got out. You didn't do yourself a favor, you did the enemy a favor. Because Joe Biden's going to come down for all. He's coming for us. And you guys are like, oh, you're a sellout, da-da-da-da. You're just in the Democratic Party. Let me tell you something. African Americans and people of color that are for the Democratic Party, you guys, no disrespect, but a lot of y'all are weak-minded people. Because y'all keep thinking that because you joined the Democratic Party, the Democrat care for black people. The Democratic Party, y'all keep forgetting the Democratic Party started as a Dixiecrat party. They wanted to continue slavery and they wanted to continue to eliminate us. But you guys are wanting to eliminate yourselves now. Y'all, you see how the game's changed. We know the same the Dixiecrats that used to be in the Democratic Party are now running the Republican Party. And some of you guys who don't know and don't know all the facts about politics, the Republican Party was originally founded mainly by African Americans. Because a lot of y'all sleep and don't know all your facts. I know a lot about politics, but I really don't want to have too much to do. But the reason why I have to know so much about it is to know how the laws are going to affect you and affect the area where you stay and stuff like that. So you guys thinking you're doing a good thing, you accomplished something, you didn't accomplish nothing. All you guys did was put yourself further into a hole. So I'm just letting you know this is a warning of what's going to happen. And the reason why I chose Friday the 13th is because Friday the 13th is a big day. And this is a day of awakening. We are in 2020. We're getting ready to go in 2021 and on and beyond. Are you guys going to sit there, complain, oh, this group didn't do this group didn't do that, or are you going to get up and do something? This is just a word of wisdom I want to provide to you guys and provide you with more information. I'm going to continue to come up with more updates and more as I get more information on what's going on and see if I can school you guys or at least give you some information or some knowledge of what's happening. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You're in a lot more trouble than we realize because you guys love Kamala Harris, but Kamala Harris don't like black people. Y'all want to say Kamala Harris is a black woman. But the same thing y'all did when y'all said Tracee Ellis Ross is the face of black beauty. But I have no problem with Tracee Ellis Ross because I do respect her. Because at least she's making some effort in the black community. And that's who she's mainly based with. So I do have respect for her that, so I give her credit for that. But Kamala Harris is a total different person. Kamala Harris, you see who her husband is. And if you guys pay attention, just pay attention and keep your eye on them. If you guys still believe in them and you guys still want to follow them, all I'm asking is if you would pay attention to what they're doing and watch the signs. Read the signs of what's going on. And then you're going to understand what I'm saying is making sense. It's going to make sense to you after a while. But I just want to open your mind, open your brain, because put the spark in your mind. And then you're going to start seeing what's going on. Pay attention. Your choice is not to be in a party. Your choice is to be independent. More African Americans and more people of color should be independent. More whites should be independent because I'm addressing everybody, including white folks. Because those are our people too. We can't disown white people. Those are good people. You got the evil white people, the bad white people that want to destroy everything and mess things up. We don't want nothing to do with them. But you got to realize they're the ones that's running the state of Florida. You know what I'm saying? And you got a lot of Latinos, so-called Latinos that are Cuban, some Puerto Ricans and some other groups. They want to take us all down instead of us come together to make something better for ourselves. We want to kiss behind and say, okay, master, yes, master, and all that stuff. That's their mind frame. But we just have to be more positive and to get ourselves together and get to the right gear. But right now I'm going to take a quick stop at this Republican restaurant called Mickey D's and get something to eat because it's the cheapest place to get something to eat. But anyways, man, it's your man Tru-Dru sending some love, peace, love, Jah works. And I'm coming to you with another update coming soon, all right? One love.